Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream. I am brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and this is our Hood Recovery Services. I'm going to do the Just for Today NA meditation with you, dated for June the 13th. Let's go ahead and get into the reading. Let me pull that up. June 13th, a full life. The program works a miracle in our lives. We become free to live. Basic text, page 11. Most of us, if we've been in recovery for any length of time at all, have heard some member complaining in a meeting about being terribly overworked, too busy for meetings or sponsorship or other activities. In fact, we may have been the complaining member. The day seems so full. Job, family, and friends, meetings, activities, sponsorships, step work. There just aren't enough hours in the day, the member complains, to get everything done and meet everyone's demands on my time. When this happens, usually there's soft laughter from some of the other members, probably members who had planned to grumble about the same sort of thing. The laughter stems from our recognition that we are complaining about the miracle of the life that is ours today. Not so long ago, few of us were capable of having any of these problems in our life. We devoted all of our energy to maintaining our active addiction. Today, we have full lives, complete with all the feelings and problems that go along with living in reality. Just for today, I will remember that my life is a miracle. Instead of resenting how busy I am, I will be thankful my life is so full. Yeah, I agree with that. I believe that this reading is impactful, it's relevant, because we do have busy lives. And after you get clean and you start living your life, and well, let's see, after you get your picture ID and you find where your social security, you get a social security card replaced, maybe you need to get another driver's license, maybe you need to pay some tickets so that you can get a driver's license, maybe you need to get some felonies expunged. After you get those things taken care of, now you're at ground zero. So when we come into recovery, there's tons of things that need to be taken care of just to bring us current, to put us in a position where we can actually now go out and do or try to do the same things that a lot of other people do. I think even though last to be lost is the stigma of being an addict, once an addict, always an addict. Even though that is true, I do think that somehow we rise above what other people's expectations are for us once we get the groundwork taken care of, right? And then once that happens, we start interviewing, maybe we start going back to school, we might start working, we might move up the ranks. I knew one lady, she had 90 days to 4 months clean, and she was promoted to assistant manager. So there's things that can happen once we get clean, beautiful things. But once we get those things, you have to remember that they require maintenance. A relationship, they tell us, well, take a year. They suggest take a year before you get into a relationship, but they don't tell you what to do if you're already married to somebody, right? Relationships take work. They take partnership. They take communication, not just flipping off at the mouth because you're angry. They take communication, and they take active listening and being quiet at the right times and letting the other person speak. That takes time. Being a parent takes time. Most of us now, we're grandparents, right? So being a grandparent takes time. And these are things that we have to learn how to navigate well so that we don't burn out. It's very hard to sit back and listen to people complain about all their bougie problems, right? I mean, coming into work today, I probably passed 5 people already on the corner with their post, their cardboard notes asking you to bless them with something. And I'm thinking to myself, all of these people passing you are headed into work. The problem is that you probably cannot work because of drugs. I mean, that's an assumption, right? You probably could actually keep a job and work and make your own money, but because you're using, this standing on the corner is your way of getting enough to do what you need to do that day. It'd be so much easier to just surrender to the disease of addiction and get clean and start becoming a productive member of society. Now, that's not everyone's case, but by far the majority. And so being productive and getting out here and working, taking care of our families, grocery shopping. Oh my goodness, there's been so many newcomers that I've assisted with just budgeting and taking them grocery shopping so that they can get the food that they need to eat and stop running to fast food places, right? So we're learning how to live our lives in reality, as we call it, life on life's own terms. We're learning how to do that. There's never the reason, I believe, to just completely be in a complaining mood about all of the blessings that have come into your life as a result of your recovery. Do I complain? Absolutely. And I bet you do too. But I try to check myself. I try to bring it into focus. I can't tell you. I have just a few individuals that I'm close enough to tell, right, the nitty-gritty stuff. Most of the people I interact with, they have so much going on in their own lives. They're not going to be in a position other than to say, I'll pray for you. They're not going to be in a position, which is powerful now, to actually give me some feedback on the circumstances that I'm facing, right? Other than to encourage me and to listen, that's always good. But sometimes you need something a little bit more. So there's just a few people that I can actually tell it all to and know that when I'm done, they have finished actively listening to me. What comes next is going to be a gem that I can apply in my circumstance, right? And so I try to not have that complaining disposition in my text messages and my phone conversations. I was on my phone trying to text a message to someone, and I wanted them to understand why I couldn't be at their clean time celebration. I had just gotten back in town late the night before from my mother-in-law's funeral. And so in Alabama, right? And so I wanted to try to explain why I had indicated that I would make it if I could, but I wasn't able to make it. And I had to delete that message about 4 or 5 times because everything that I was about to write, all of it was true, all of it was justifiable, but just reading it over and over just depressed me. I went over that message over and over and over, and I was like, you know what? This person doesn't even stay in touch with me. Like, they just pop up out of nowhere inviting me. They're not staying in touch with me on a even monthly basis, right? And I hope that we can improve that, right? But this is not a person that is a part of my daily life, general life in recovery. Why am I trying to explain all of this information? I gave myself the waiver by saying that I will try to make it if I can. And when I couldn't, I reached out and I said that I'm sorry I wasn't able to be there. That's enough. And I deleted the message. And I was like, when I deleted it and just gave up trying to word everything properly, I felt so much better. I want for you today to look at your blessings. Look at the blessings that you have in your life that have come as a direct result of your coming into recovery. Today, I want you to focus on those positive things, right? Maybe you've gotten a degree. Dust that degree off or pull it out of its package, put it in a nice frame, and put that degree up on your wall. I wouldn't care if it was a GED. I wouldn't care if it was an associate's. It took something for you to be able to accomplish that. If you have a license for your business, put that up where people can see I am legit. I'm not out here just trying to hustle and make money. I'm a legitimate business entrepreneur. I want you to enjoy those accomplishments that you've had because that means that the program is working in your life. You are free now to live. My name is Mighty Stream, and I've enjoyed being with you today. I hope that you have a beautiful, beautiful June the 13th. Talk to you tomorrow.